G'day punters and welcome to the Wild West, brought to you by Betfair Australia. Cripper, I'm sure that the public has missed our lovely heads after a week off. Thanks for coming on the podcast last week. Fair old day out, Saturday.
Yeah, the marathon. Yeah, the podcast. I guess the races were good. I finally got on track.
No suit on though.
Nah, no suit. All got flooded with my OBH Sunday sesh kit on, but there to make money, not win the Fashion on the Field award. So yeah, really good day of racing. Despite the southwesterly winds, it actually played quite on pace, didn't it? Which was not the end of the world, that's for sure. But we'll kick off, just quickly touch on the Guineas and the Railway. What do you reckon, the Guineas?
I think that the mapped horses won the Guineas. So the way the track was playing, I actually chimed into MTA late for a reasonable old whack at around that $60 mark. So I was a little bit flat when Watch Me Dance got there, but credit where it's due. Rode it, Sean McGrady rode her perfectly the way the track was playing, but once again, Dom to Shoot was the run of the race, I reckon. I think it was probably slightly better than Western Empire, but gee whiz, it's getting tiring saying that, isn't it?
Yeah, no, exactly. A huge run, just didn't settle. I
thought more aggression from the gates.
Yeah, it wasn't Harvey's best, but it wasn't his worst either. He's a victim of circumstances, so you sort of sometimes expect so much from those A-grade jockeys, but when he got maybe a B-grade ride, flew home, laid in, but I still reckon with a gate, it's be pretty hard to beat in Kingston Town. Yeah,
apparently Peter Nucky's been booked for the Kingston Town with Paul obviously not being able to ride the 52. So Peter Nucky on for Dom to Shoot followers. Then we went to the Railway Stakes and Wooshka.
Credit where credit's due. This man's been declaring inspirational girl for probably the last 6 or 8 weeks, haven't you? So you sort of got the double figures early and backed it all the way down. So. I was going to go again late, so it came to 260. Yeah,
that's probably the way. So
off the mat late, they are jumping out of the trees to get on it. So well done there, and I'm sure you were pretty modest about it after the race as well. So well done.
Was I? I think I was, wasn't I? It's a bit easy. Well, that's the way you're presenting.
You had your shirt off running.
Give me a spell. That didn't happen. All right, we've got a few to look through. We've got 4 or 5 races we're going to get through. So I'm going to quickly.
What's the 5?
Horse to follow. I'm going with a random one, mainly because I backed it and I want to mention that I backed it as well. A horse called Success Play, a 2-year-old. They were making no ground, especially early in the day, and flooded from the rear of the field for Chrissy Parnham. So Neville Parnham, 2-year-old Success Play, follow.
Yep. We spoke about Dom to Shoot, so I actually mentioned Tycoon Storm. Wasn't entirely suited, dropped out to 1200, but probably was a good thing licked in that mare's race, so we'll step up to 1400 next start. If she draws a gate, should be pretty hard to beat. But Lord Lonsdale might also be pretty hard to beat as well. So
split to the day.
Yeah, really excited for that race coming up. Next week now. So ride of the day for me.
We should Black Book half that field. To be honest with you,
ride of the day for me. I've just got to give it a Pike, an inspirational girl. I was following you in the futures, but was cheering for Too Close to Sun and I saw Pike, he was well back, and then all of a sudden I looked again and he was just there, like he so often is, and he slid his way through the field. Could have gone to the outside, but stayed ground on the inside. Probably wouldn't have mattered either way, but 10 out of 10 once again from the Wizard.
I probably could have ridden there and she would have won. My ride of the day is new. He's just landed in our backyard. Brady Rawilla took the old boy with the 60 kilos, Red Publisher, 3 back, 1 off, and anything but a 10 out of 10. And he doesn't win that race, so we'll give it to Brad Rawilla. A bit of a welcome to WA present from me. Because this will mean a lot to him, I reckon. All the accolades he's had, all the good times he's had with Blackheart Bar, this will be the pinnacle. So
welcome.
Let's move on to Saturday, Winterbottom Stakes Day. Crip, rails at 5 metres. Tell me how it's going to play. To an inch.
It'll be interesting. Pretty much exact same wind as last Saturday, which we feared might bring the midfielder back into the race a little bit more, but it didn't really pan out that way, so I expect it to play pretty even. But yourself?
Yeah, I'd allow it completely fair as well. Out to the 5 metres, little southwesterly, 24 degrees. Let's just allow for a fair track. Sometimes there's an issue of getting too many things in our head, so.
I think you'll be able to win from on speed good enough, but also be able to make grounds.
Yeah, 100%.
You can't really ask for much more.
Map orientated. All right, let's jump into the card. Crip likes one really early. Race one where I have no interest whatsoever, so I'm not even going to interrupt you for once.
All right, here we go. Look, probably opened up slightly better this morning. It's getting into about its right quote now, but still happy to have something on. Race 1, number 1, Sassy Trader. Resumed off the back of an absolute 10 out of 10 trial where matched motors with horses like Kiss All Four Cheeks and Simon Miller horse, who also ran second in the listed race at its next start. So really good 3-year-old form. First law, really good 3-year-old form there. Last start sent around as a short price favourite. Everything that could have gone wrong did. Missed a kick, got back in a slowly run race, and then was actually a little bit naughty. Wanted to lay in a fair bit, but I sort of felt like maybe it was just a bit off that day because it hadn't really had those same manner problems at any of its other starts. Went back and did the replays, so I'm prepared to forgive. I don't think he will miss the kick again, or I'm just hoping it's an anomaly. We get the inform apprentice of WA, Lucky Lactar, on board, so he gets in super at the weights. I actually got a question for you.
What's his nickname, sorry?
Rails Molly.
Sorry.
Yeah. I've got a question for you.
Okay.
And I don't know the answer to this. Who would you rather, say on Sassy Trader, would you rather Geordie Turner with 58 or Lactar with 55?
Oh, it's a no-brainer.
Which one?
Lucky.
Yeah, okay. Oh, well, there you go. So, I don't not like Geordie Turner. I think he's a good average jockey in WA, but yeah, Lactar's riding super and you just get that weight advantage. So, pretty happy with the jock change. Heaps of speed in this. Barrier 3, doesn't miss a kick, should settle in just behind it. And yeah, for me, looks a clear horse to beat. Only danger, Madame Torio, but as I said before, lots of speed, so not sure how easy it will be for her to cross. Then you've got Toscana, who comes from down south, from the Wolf Yard. Really untapped, but drawn awkwardly, and you just probably got to have to wait and see if she's been doing it down in the Great Southern, whether she can come to town and do it or not, I'm not sure. And you can have the rest, to be honest.
Yeah, the only horse I would even consider backing, and my notes for that race said if we see $4 plus Sassy Trader, that was probably always an ambitious quote searching for that, but it wasn't a race I was deep in. So.
Yeah, actually marked him 220, but it wasn't a 220 where I'd take the 260. It was like I needed the $3 plus, which currently bang on $3. So yeah, there's just enough in there to have a bet. I think
there's enough meat on that bone, is there?
Just enough. So hopefully we can kick it up with a winner.
All right, we're going to move all the way to race number 5, a horse that we've both agreed upon here, being ridden by Cripper's jockey Kira Yule. I'll let you take the reins again and tell us how good that first up run really was.
Yeah, he did. He was beaten, nearly five lengths, but just really happy to rule a line through that. It was on the soft 7. Over the 1,000 metres, which is well short of his best distance. He drew really wide. Kira just she wasn't sure what she was going to do, but when he didn't jump as well as when he came, she was just happy to go back, look after him, let him run home, and despite the inflated margin, he still hit the line really good. I think he ran the second fastest last 200 of the race. So
he was about the 5th or 6th fastest of the day as well.
Yeah. The fastest was Eeyore Ways, who's a pure 1,000 metre horse, so yeah,
this
no
was
qualms
actually
losing to him.
Sorry for interrupting.
No worries.
It's actually something that Brittany said on the podcast to me earlier. I just wanted to mainly reference that. Okay. But if the reason that the last 200 may not have looked as slick aesthetically is because we're looking at Eeyore Ways and putting a line through that. Eeyore Ways probably got home sharper than Stage Man, who most people are going to be tipping for a Winterbottom later in the program. So the raw data suggests it was a huge run for a horse, and he never settled either, did he?
No. So all right, 1,200 metres on Saturday. I would have absolutely declared him if he drew a gate.
What price if he drew 4?
I actually did. I did this market just to.
My number.
If he drew gate 4, I would have had him $1.70.
Oh, we genuinely haven't planned that.
There you go.
$1.70. We genuinely haven't planned that. That's good stuff.
Unfortunately, for those who are happy to take the shorts, has not drawn a gate. In fact, has drawn 10 of 11 now. But I just think there's enough meat on the bone where I'm just going to take the risk and just fingers crossed in the first 100 metres. I quickly spoke to Kira yesterday. She hasn't had a look at the race yet, but I expect she'll be positive. There's good speed in it. I'm not sure if she'll get to the breeze or anything, but if she can just slot in one of the fence early, I think it's race over.
100% it is, and if she does get caught out 3 deep, I think Resort Man hasn't gone through the grades enough yet for it to be all over. I still think she can sit 3 deep, potentially win the race. Not saying she definitely will. If a horse like Platinum Bullet gets her back, it might, his back, it might be difficult, but this is a very good horse who's yet to get anywhere near his mark. So I'm going to back Kira, and if we got him $1.70 from 4 or 5, he becomes sort of $283 from the Awkward Alley, and it's always nice to back the best horses. So I'm with you, very keen.
Yeah, no, I really think you're just taking there's about 340 available, and most of that is just a risk of her, not getting in. So
hang on,
fingers crossed, and I think she'll be looking. She got a bit of time yesterday actually, so she's on she's having a little holiday. So I think she'll be looking to go out
spending money.
Yeah, a bit
of spending money.
I don't know really for the next couple of weeks now. So.
All right, so let's move on. Sorry.
Not too much else. Platinum Bullet, clear danger. That trial was super.
Flies fresh too.
Flies fresh, but the only horse that's drawn outside Kira, so I'm guessing they'll have to go back.
I'll be looking for her, but I'll be hoping she gets caught deep into the back. There's a lot that needs to pan out for Platinum Bullet to win the race, though, isn't there?
Yeah. No.
Who did you have leading the race? Did you think Paulie could cross him, or did you think Hunter Time might kick up?
What did I have? Leading more races,
Yeah.
So and that's what I hope. Like, there's good speed. Originally, I was like, I hope there was no speed, so she might be able to find the breeze. But the fact there is good speed, hopefully they string out, and there just might be a gap. She rode a double on Thursday, in a bit of form, confidence is up, loves the horse, so fingers crossed.
Let's hope for a home in 5 type special from her, eh? Yeah, the Lane Mule combination is absolutely dynamite. Okay, moving on to the first leg of the Quadrella Race 7, the regional championship final. You know I love my regional punting grip, so
you should have backed the winner of that last 7 years running. Surely.
Well, we've actually had a pretty good record over the journey. Now you mention it, so pull the trumpet out. But look, I didn't think I'd have a bet or a tip in this race. I thought I'd have very, very little interest, but I reckon this market's lost its mind a little bit. I mean, there is just nothing between a lot of these horses, and nothing between. It's short, and I haven't even got on yet. I'm upset. So I don't know how to get on something for enough when it's a big price. The horses like Absolute were $5. What about Moses was $4.20 now. Long Knife Brothers $11. I think the market is just wrong. Megadon with Michelle Hagley on. No offense to Michelle Hagley, but this is the biggest race she would have ridden in her career, and she's likely to end up 3 or 4 pairs back on a horse that's notoriously not super quick away. So I just think there's a lot of horses that are incorrectly placed in the market. We had a real big fill up on this horse at a couple of starts ago at Kalgoorlie, and that is the Beach. From barrier 1, I'm expecting the Beach to lead. Magic Opus from 10 and Cool Serenity, the Geraldton Visitor from 16 will come across, put some pressure on. But from barrier 1, the Beach has enough early speed. She's quite zippy early, as we saw in Kesherodo in Kalgoorlie. So I think Jade, if she's aggressive enough out of the gates, can put a little gap and not get eyeballed by those 2, which will look to saunter across and find the breeze and 3 wide line, which is most likely. If you go back just the last start, the Beach has gone 8 lengths above benchmark while being absolutely murdered by Concrete Madame, who started favourite that day, very close to favourite, I think, and Blooms. They've both dropped out to run long second last. The Beach has fallen tenaciously. Don't use the word tenaciously. Yeah, like a bit of tenacity. To run a really, really strong third, and the 2 horses that beat him home, Pure Magnus and Manhattan Money, are both in this race, but they had every right to do so. Purely on that run, the Beach has to be favourite over those 2, and the way this race is set up. I have concerns that the Beach is doing her best racing at Kalgoorlie, and she can't replicate that in the city, and then there's obvious concerns. This isn't one we're declaring, but I've marked the Beach a $7 favourite, Crip, and there was 31s all morning. There's looks to be 26s, 27s still around the traps. By the time I may have my way with her, she might be a touch shorter, but wouldn't surprise me on Betfair if she's still. That didn't sound good. That didn't sound good at all. She will still. I don't think she's one that will be absolutely belted in betting unless there's a massive bias. So I think on the exchange we'll see a pretty backable quote through our Crip.
Yep. Nice. As you know, I love my Kalgoorlie form, mainly because in the winter there isn't as much racing, so I have the time to follow it. But I have not put any time or effort into Gelton or Albany /Barker this season. So yeah, this race is is just, yeah, in Chinese for me.
You see what price Pure Magnus, even for you, you see what price Pure Magnus went up? Currently $11. 46.
Yeah.
46.
Actually, this is the only thing I could probably add. Listen to
That'd be 3 wins.
Mitch Pateman, Mitch Pateman on the radio this morning, and he was pretty much said even luck this will just win. So
there you go.
Not bad for a $46.
There you go. Yeah. Glad I ruined everyone's price. Yeah. So you get $3 on it. So, okay, the first. It's not the first feature. There's a couple of $100,000 races, but the first black type race anyway is the Tattersalls Cup. Royal Command is your short price favourite for Willie Pike in the famous Cerise and White. Look, while I think Royal Command will be difficult to beat here, I'm a little bit dubious about his ability to necessarily stay. I'm not saying he can't, but I'm just not sure if he is an out-and-out stayer. This is third up 2100, so even if he is an out-and-out stayer, he still might be one more run away. So I'm willing to risk him at that $2.60. Quote, I'm going to be having something on Utgard Lockie. I thought he was super. Really tough last time out on that bold track behind Too Close to Sun. Who's obviously made that form look pretty good. Running second to Inspirational Girl in the Railway Stakes. When Justin Warwick stayers hit full fitness and sort of start peaking in their campaigns, they tend to hold that form as well. So expecting an aggressive ride here, landing first couple in transit, and I've marked it just second favourite, only sort of 20 cents in it. So the $6.57 is enough for me to have something on. And he's a Parker, is the other one that's come up well above my price. Back on top of the ground, loves the 2100 metres at Ascot. Effort 3 starts back. Behind Money Matters was huge, $26, just something, I'm not bullish there, but something very small. I've marked in low teens, so we can have something on the pair. Try and get Pikey beaten for once.
Yeah, good luck.
Is there another one you're not going to?
No, taking another race I haven't even barely looked at. Just, only thing I will touch on, what price do you have double digit?
Out the door.
Okay.
Yeah.
The only, just had a quick flick through the ratings, is a horse who, when a fortnight back when we got that heavy 8, I think it even got to a heavy 9, there were so many horses that were well thought of that just completely failed, and I've sort of just in my head decided to, any horses that went horribly that day, just forgive. If you look at a horse like Double Digit, his two wins before that heavy track failure were good enough on the ratings to win this. So it'll be interesting to see how he bounces back, but yeah, that's not a tip because I have another race. 15 by the way, so not out the door as much. And those 2 wins, important to note, when Chris Parnham was on as well, so Crip may be onto something there. Watch that short now. Nice just go boom. Indeed the favouritism. New best of the day.
All right, here we go. The feature race of the day, the 2020 Winterbottom Stakes. We've had quite a week communication-wise. You been okay? Been well?
Yeah,
been well.
Been tough, but
it has been tough for the both of us. How about let's step through this race step by step, hey? It's the last one we're going to look at. Let's look at a speed map. Condor Heroes, jumping, rolling. Yeah, just goes to the top, runs them along, almost in its own race to some degree.
Yeah, probably 2 or 3 lengths out in front of Indian Pacific, you'd think.
Yep. Durandale probably holds the back of Indian Pacific. Red Can Man's prominent from 5. Valor Road's prominent from 3. A lot of the on-speed horses actually drew gates. Labour from 15 is probably one of the rarities that we'll come across and try and race over the speed. But a lot of those names I just mentioned are potentially going to act as roadblocks, I think. And it'll be interesting to note, and over the 1200 metres, trying to make ground on horses like Stage Man, Celebrity Queen, and obviously Trekking. It could be really interesting what back they get, and a lot of this will come down to luck in running for those runners, you'd suspect.
Yeah, for sure.
How highly did Trekking rate for you? You're a big data man. I can only imagine this was through the roof type stuff.
Yeah, so after when the barrier draw was announced on Tuesday night, I got a bit excited because I knew Trekking was a short price favourite. He's a sort of get back run on horse, and I thought, here we go, I'm going to be able to find something, maybe to back each way to take him on. And as soon as I downloaded my data on Wednesday, I didn't even spend a heap. Like, I did the race, but straight away I just looked at the figures and said, I'm not taking Trekking on here. He is, I don't follow over East Racing, so I don't know a heap about him, but his figures are just absolutely in another class to what he's facing on Saturday. And I think with the southwesterly blowing, as we touched on before, there's good speed. Pike's on. If he's 3 deep with cover with horses behind him, you just know he's going to get to the outside. And if he runs anywhere near his best, well, yeah, I don't think they'll be beating him.
there is a reason traditionally this race is dominated by the Eastern Staters, and just because it's a weight for age race. So obviously being 118 races, I think he's 10 points or close to 10 points above our highest rated galloper, so deserves the favouritism, but it wouldn't be in my DNA if I didn't take on a horse at $2 travelling across the country though.
Yeah.
This is just where you got to look to get him beaten, I reckon. He came across with an almost identical preparation last year. He ran a serviceable fourth behind Rock Magic, Hey Bro, and Vital Silver, who goes around on Saturday again. Look, I don't know. I just think that at that quote, for the factors and the things he has to deal with travelling across the country, we can look to take him on. I've marked Indian Pacific a lot shorter than the current. They're still $8, $7.50 with most agencies around, and Indian Pacific was a clear lean for me. The Colonel Reeves run, where basically Condor Heroes tore away. Valor Road was putting pressure on Indian Pacific, who was leading up the rest of the group, as Lockie Taylor says, the peloton, the Tour de Ascot. Leading up the rest of the group, when you're copying that type of pressure, doing the work, and he never, I don't know how closely you watched it, but he never looked comfortable the whole run. I just thought he looked like a horse that had enough, but he kept coming. He made Celebrity Queen and Stage Man, who aesthetically looked better because they ran the quicker final splits. He made them work to get past him, and I just think back on top of the ground, getting off Condor Heroes at the right time, kicking clear, going for home, I reckon he's going to take a stack of beating, and again, as Crip said, I'm wary of trekking, so I'm going to look at an each way bet here. It's sort of something near the 250 a place, but yeah, he's my best of the day.
Best of the day. There you go.
Yeah, the plan is to clean sweep the Group 1s. So
Jesus,
one down.
Bit of bloody orchestra today with the trumpets.
One down. But Indian Pacific for me. Has anything else come up as a price for you? I thought Red Can Man might be one.
Yeah, Indian Pacific was my second pick, but sort of I had trekking $1.90, but the way I punt, I don't back a horse at $2.20 that's going to settle in the second half of the field. So
let's ask you the big question: what price does D Crips chime in
at trekking?
Yeah.
There wouldn't be, to have a full stake bet, it would have to be out the gate properly.
And that would worry you, probably?
Yeah, exactly. So it'd have to be well over sort of 354. I wouldn't even probably have a full stake bet. I mean, I know every horse has its price, but to have something, I'll be sitting down on Saturday, obviously love hunting, so I might have what I call a 1% bet, maybe 260, 270, we see that?
260 would be enough?
Yeah, but if it loses, won't be losing any sleep. So it'll be a fun bet, like almost a mud punt, to be honest.
They're all fun, aren't they?
Yeah. It's the winners there.
Tell you what, my first few narrative weren't that much fun today. I'll tell you what.
Funny you mentioned Red Can Man. That was the horse that did come up above my price, but in saying that, $17. What is it? 26s.
The market's moved a bit since I last looked. It's $18.
Okay, cool.
So yeah.
Just a slight query. Obviously, Wolfie was kept saying it's set for the railway. If you can get it to peak again a week later, back to 1200, serious training effort. But he's also got Watch Me Dance to win off a heavy 8 seconds in Guineas. So he's training well at the moment. He has a few tricks up his sleeve.
Exactly right. Indian Pacific each way for me. I think he's got a big ceiling. I know his numbers only read a certain amount at the moment, but give him a bit more scope and opportunity to improve those winkers on. I think we'll see a new peak for Indian Pacific. Best.
Resort Man.
Indian Pacific each way for me. Crip, send us out.
Yeah, it's that is Winterbottom Stakes Day. So hope you are. You're gonna be on track.
Yes, I will be on track. Yeah, Dick Deep's going around.
Oh yeah,
we got favouritism in the 6th.
Yeah, I don't know if you open up a little bit short, but in saying that, I think he's a super chance this week. So good luck there, and good luck to Connections.
Thanks, mate.
What did you open at?
With 365, we ended up $2.25.
Yeah,
It's absolute madness. I won't be chiming in unless we get. That's a lie. I'll chime in at any price late, probably. Yeah. I'll be waiting for the exchange later on. I thought I'll be best about in that race, but that's a conversation for a later track.
Yeah. All right. So we'll finish off. I'll be on track. So make sure you guys say g'day to Terry and wish him good luck with Dick Deep. Quickly, the pin-up girl of WA Racing, Britt Taylor, is the huge guest on the 1-1 this week. So I am. We've got some merch coming through the door recently as well. So send us a message if you want to get your hands on some of that. We don't need to do a prize though, because we probably should really have to try and give this stuff away. So, but yeah, 1-1, Bryn Taylor on, very knowledgeable.
She was really good. She was great. Yeah, she was really good listen. So made two idiots, me and BJ and myself, sound a little bit better today. So it was lovely having her on.
Okay, no, good. And as always, cribbsracing.com. Actually, knew we'd been going well the last few months, but had a look at the figures last night. So we're about to finish spring. Over the last 3 months, gone at 56% POT. So yeah, September, October, November. So it's been actually better than what I thought. I was surprised when I ran the numbers last night. So still some great racing to come. I love betting through to the end of the year and early, really to up April, May next year. So great time to jump on board.
Really good game, isn't it?
At times. You get some rude reality checks too, but also really fun. We've got a Cribbs Racing banter group chat at the moment, and just absolutely lights up when we back a winner or there's a bad ride. And some of it definitely wouldn't be allowed to be aired on. Yeah, it's not PG rated, but yeah, it makes it even more fun. So yeah, jump on the website, have a look if you want to see more of my stuff, and otherwise, see you next week. Gamble responsibly.